Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Who am I but a Dre Mac? Came into the game just to spit facts. Into the space that I'm in. They call me Bobby Drake cause I'm cold with the pen. I run no diamonds but I still shine. You can dig me cause my bar's mine. My tracks flame like a dilute. I on the floor on my tongue. Thinking it's a warm blue. I'm a throw with a gas leak. Camouflage in the mist but you smell me. One spark then I bet you I'ma blow up. Just throw my name around. Get stupid then you go dumb. No rest for the weary. A bunch of singing in his man but you can't see me. You rather drink than go pull up. I'm drinking knife through the game, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. I came to eat at the a la carte. Got stripped of a bear, call me brainstorm. Then I come together like a Voltron. Then I poured all the planks to use the second kind. Straight rappers to retreat like Cobra. 80s baby floating like up in the storage and I'm E-man. Up, down, down, then I'm cheap. You a beast, man. I take a beat in. Ninja Turtle rap, Turtle clans get defeated. Hop in my ride. You can call me Night Rider. You can never stop me. Cause I'm a guy bomb. Bad attitude like a rocket. My whole to the A. And I bet you can stop us. LL bad when I go and show up. You can hear the haters in the back. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie. Let me get him where I fit in, homie.
This is a test. This station is conducting a test of the emergency broadcasting system. This is only a test.
Taste the biscuit. Taste the goodness of the biscuit. Taste the honey sauce. Taste the goodness of the biscuit with the honey sauce. To get that honey sauce on me, I don't like the way it tastes with my chicken wings.
We return you now to your regularly scheduled program.
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What is going on, everybody? This is your man Dre Mac coming to you again with another episode of the Dre Mac Show. 7:30 in the morning Central Time, 8:30 on the East Coast. You're from the West Coast right now. Go ahead and get up, because you already know that the early bird gets the worm. Yes, you are in here and it is live today. And you know, shout out to oh God, Lee, what's his name? The tag me and Blue in this yesterday. God, like Six of Truth. God, I don't know what the heck. Six of Truth, because Six of Truth sent me a live from a young lady, comics and everything, and she says she got sources that says with this sale, James Gunn is out. And of course, I got my thoughts because of, well, I'm gonna just be honest, the way that people still hang on to Zack Snyder, which I understand. He should have had an opportunity to finish his story. Obviously, just the way Warner Brothers is run, I don't know if Death Row is probably ran better than this. I don't know what Warner Brothers be having going on. And now with this sale, comments and everything is saying that James Gunn was just a stopgate and he's going to be out. What I'm going to do, because I haven't seen any trades or any other reputable sources that said this, so I'm going to go and look at what she says. I'm going to look at James Gunn's contract, because it's James Gunn and Peter Safran. It's just not James Gunn. It's James Gunn and Peter Safran. What are the contracts look like? If the sale goes through, who well, obviously right now, was it Paramount that is out? Warner Brothers rejected the sale, all of that. I believe it's Paramount. And I want to also bring up how these billionaires is buying up companies because of who's in charge. So I got a lot that I'm gonna talk about, but hopefully you guys are happy. Hopefully you guys are healthy and happy, or happy and healthy. Both of them. Shout out to my man Heavy Gun over at the Heavy Gun channel, but you already know what I do. The real question is,
are you say why you hating on my energy? Say why you hating on my energy? I don't think you wanna be my enemy.
All right. Let's get into everybody that's in here right now. Giga Network, what's up? Kendall Jordan, what's up? I did see you. My prayers are with you. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you got this. Don't even worry about it. It's already done. Where you supposed to be is where you gonna be at. So if you feel it, it's gonna happen. Let's go. Bob Higher. Miss Roberta, the church auntie is in here. Good morning. Marley Moore, don't be acting no fool either. Don't be acting no fool here. She'll get you. Cosmic book news. I'm gonna talk about that, because the grifters don't like James Gunn. I'm gonna get into that. I'm not saying I don't know this young lady. I just got tagged into a video, and I just went to the point where she's talking about James Gunn. All right. Let me see. X-Man, Xavier Phoenix, what's up? Good morning. Erica D, aka She Loves Fantasy. Good morning. Q is not a robot. Good morning. Robbie D is in the house. The admin, make sure that you smash that like button like some of y'all smashing them butter biscuits in the morning. You know who you are. Get that jelly and that honey sauce. Let's go. Eddie Foster, good morning. Hold up, y'all. Hold up. No, there we go. I don't know what that was about. Yeah. Last of my kin. Good morning. Look. That's what I'm talking about. AKA Gemini King. I like that. What's up? Wavy Thames. What's up? He said it just had me a biscuit. Did you have a little jelly on your biscuit? Some egg? Huh? What you have on there? Huh? Did you have your honey sauce? I want to know. Put it in the comments. Did you have your honey sauce? Oh, man, boycott Activision. You know what I'm going to do. Get your biscuits ready. Johnny Rastafari, good morning. He said, I never caught a live before. I've been watching. I'm glad you up in here. I am glad you up in here. Warner Brothers is trying to sell it to whoever they want to sell it to. But I'm gonna get into it. I'm excited. I'm gonna get into it, but I'm these because I don't want to start talking and make this stream way longer than what it could be. What's up? Good morning. Andre Ware's up in here. Taste the biscuits. Boy, you ready for the butter, man. You ain't looking for Mama's Raisin Butter Biscuits, are you? You looking for the buttermilk. He said, I hope this doesn't affect my AEW wrestling. Man. D-Stizzle, what's up? Creisha Key. Got it this time. What's up? Source the onion. Look, egg, cheese, sausage, 2 of them with great jelly. You know what I'm saying? Oh man, you got your orange juice. Boy, you got your grape jelly. Get your little butter inside of there. Put that sausage and egg. I don't eat the sausage, but I feel you though. You know what I'm saying? Technically, I don't eat the biscuit either because they don't make gluten-free biscuits. Not that I know of. So I guess I won't be tasting the biscuits, but you can. But shout out to all the people who are part of the magnificent crew. Let me shout you guys out. You already know what I do. Let's go. Hold up. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. Stop everything you're doing. Go and hit that like button. I know this is probably your first time watching and you probably enjoying everything. Stop fucking on the channel and go and hit that subscribe button so you never miss one of my videos or one of my morning live streams. And for only $2.99 a month, you know you can be a part of the crew. And shout out to all my crew members that have been holding it down for Dre Mack and the crew since the beginning. All right, back to your regularly scheduled program, now in service. Go. Bye. All right. And again, shout out to all you magnificent crew members that have been holding it down, man. Y'all are a godsend. I'm not lying. I mean, I couldn't run this show the way that it is without y'all, man. So I really, really, really appreciate it. I do, like, from the bottom of my heart. Kevin H said, "Grifting in the early morning. I can't wait to grift." Oh, what's up? Oh my goodness. Priscilla, good morning. I need to change that. It's not me. It's Canva and it's YouTube. They need I don't eat sausage and back either, but not good for you, Rastas. Don't eat the pork, eat chicken and fish. Hey, look, I don't eat I ain't ate pork. I haven't had pork in 11 years. 11 years. Once I dropped the pork, you see a brother Ski got a little better. I actually gained weight. You know what I'm saying? Got me some chicken, some beef, turkey, lamb, some lamb chops. Oh my, I make some bomb lamb chops on the grill, y'all. I'm trying to tell y'all. You know what I mean? I just want to get it because it's Sheen. It's my guy. Sheen. That's why. What is up, Tina, aka Minty Guys? What's Maverick 77 is here. See, do you become? See, it's just when I was coming to give you surprise. Here you go. James Gunn is not overrated. His proof is in the pudding. Now, I know a lot of people did not like that. Peacemaker ended. I can agree with some of the criticism, though. I'm not so much of a James Gunn fan that I can't say, well, I can see exactly where it's coming from because it ended like a walk. So I understand where the criticism comes from. It's like a whimper, even though there's bigger things that could be coming out of this, that can come out of this, just being in where Peacemaker ended up. There's big ramifications that literally can set up city. What is it? Is it the Syndicate and all the villains and stuff on there? And it's a training ground for Darkseid and all of that. There is ways to set that up to make this, especially if you're just going to introduce Darkseid now. I mean, build up to Darkseid, kind of like what they did with Thanos. I can't be mad at it. Darkseid, especially, in the animated series, got even more hype. Put it more like that. And I already said that I kind of want, if Jonathan decides to do the superhero thing, he wants to play a villain, James Gunn needs to call him and have him play Darkseid. I mean, it's just comic accurate. Man. Oh, let me stop, boy. Let me stop. But anyway, see, my guy, she the she, man. That's my guy. That's my guy. Nah, we ain't doing we ain't doing that 60 truth. We ain't doing that. Me and you, I told you. Me and you gonna get in the square circle. It's gonna be me, you, Chillmonger gonna be special guest referee. We going in the cage, baby. You know what I'm saying? It's just, hey, look, you gonna climb that cage, especially if I get in this, it is some fugazi in here. Off the top rope, two. You gotta pap. You gotta pap it twice. Bow, right up there. Gotta pap it. All right, so let me hold on before we get to that. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Let me see something real quick. Now, let me see. So, James Gunn and Peter Safran signed a 4-year contract with Warner Brothers. I'm keeping that in the zeitgeist. Keep it. I want y'all to remember that. That James Gunn and Peter Safran signed a 4-year contract with Warner Brothers Discovery to serve as the co-CEOs of the newly formed DC Studios. The appointments became effective November 1st, 2022, and the contract is scheduled to expire November 1st, 2026. Now, I'm just going to put that out there. Up there. Because it's not just James. Everybody talks about James Gunn. It's James Gunn and Peter Safran, right? It's right. Now this said, let me just tell you the terms because we already know the role. So let's talk about the term. The initial contract length is 4 years with a 8 to 10 year arc plan for the DC universe. So that's the plan that they have, right? Now they signed a 4-year contract with a plan to go. It don't matter if you standing in 6'5". You heard of Rey Mysterio? Huh? 619? Huh? You heard of Chris Benoit? Huh? Crippling Crossface. Maybe some other stuff that we ain't gonna talk about. I'm just talking about the wrestling part, not the other stuff. Not that other stuff. Well, I'm just saying. You know what I mean? Yeah, Blue would be my backup. You know what I'm saying? Mika G would be my back. We'll come in that mug like DX. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mika be in China. You know what I'm saying? I'm Shawn Michaels, and Blue is Triple H. I'm just saying. Blue said fake news. We gonna go over what she says. Here, I don't want to disrespect this young lady because I don't know this young lady. She's a fellow Missourian, so I'm gonna shout out my fellow Missourian. You know, I don't know. What I do know is that the contract is getting ready to come up next year. You know what I mean? The sale is trying to go on right now with Warner Brothers. So let me pull up Warner Brothers sale real quick because I want to do this before I get to the meat and potatoes of this. Because I want to put all the facts out, all factual information. So I can compare and contrast to what is being said. So Warner Brothers Discovery, matter of fact, why don't I just do this real quick? So y'all, I get it on the screen. So y'all know exactly what I'm doing. So I'm not just screaming at my screen. Show y'all exactly through the AI overview. Oh yeah, shout out to my man's the Spoiler Kings, man. I don't know how I forgot my guys over there. And if I get the Spoiler Kings over there, 60 Truth is gone. I'm trying to tell you the Spoiler Kings to come in like Devon and Bubba Ray Dudley through the table, son. No, I'm playing. I like to play. You know, and before we get started, RIP to D'Angelo. He passed away for pancreatic cancer. So this is the reason why I changed my diet. The reasons why I tell you guys about my gluten allergy and stuff like that, because my man was only 51. You know what I'm saying? He was only 51. You know what I mean? So RIP to D'Angelo, man. This has just not been a great week. I'm just saying it's a great week. I lost my best friend, one of my best friends, and then D'Angelo, how does it feel? I was too skinny. I didn't have no muscles. You know what I'm saying? When rendition of that song. You know what I mean? I just look like a skinny worm crawling out of soil. Well, my man over here looking like an action figure. You know what I'm saying? But it's all good. I'm gonna get to that. But yeah, to him. Let's get into this. I want to just say that real quick. Let's get into this. All right, so Warner Bros. Discovery, WBD, has recently rejected a takeover bid for Paramount. Now, Paramount Skydance. Let me get into why that's being rejected. There's a billionaire. I can't think of this brother, the guy's name. The billionaire that just bought Paramount, so bought into CBS News. They were appointed to take over this by the president because he was tired of people, unfairly judging him, and he's trying to get more right-wing conservative news out there. So the person that bought Paramount also is a billionaire that's also a supporter of the President Trump, right? I'm saying this for a reason. David Ellison, yes. Thank you, Blue is on it. There has been oh my God, remember Larry Ellison. Wow, okay. So the reason why I'm saying this, I'm not saying this is true or anything of that, I'm saying as far as them rejecting it, you know what I'm saying? Rejecting the sale. They said on here that reportedly because the price of approximately $20 per share was too low, so they lowballed them to buy Warner Brothers. Discovery rejected a takeover offer for Paramount. So let's put that in there. So the reason why I'm talking about this and why this is so important is because you have a lot of people, especially what we know that just happened, Jimmy Kimmel, and them trying to censor news outlets and wanting these news outlets to go through. This is not something I'm making up. They wanted to go through office to get approved before. Who are you to get approved before I say something about you? You want to? No, that's not how it works. That's not journalistic integrity of none of that. You know what I mean? So why would I want I want to sell my company, but I wouldn't sell it to them with the pressure that's going on for the right of free speech right now. This is the reason why we generally have to protect this. We generally have to protect our right to free speech. And I'm sorry, what the president doing it right now is utter garbage. When it comes to this is not free speech. This is literally, this is a dictatorship that he's doing. Where you have a big news trying to, hey, you got to get. No, I'm not signing that. I'm not doing any of that. Allowing the FCC to censor people and stuff like that. Next thing you know, they're going to try to buy YouTube. You think I'm playing? Before these 4 years, how much you want to bet before he gets out of office, he's going to try to buy YouTube? Because the way that the rise of the right-wingers and then the rise of the people that's going against the right-wingers. You know what I'm saying? And then they're going to say, well, these people are being censored by YouTube. I'm trying to tell you, we are literally having our right to free speech infringed on right now. So why the whole was so important. You see what I mean? I'm not just saying this to be a shield or no, I don't want any of that. You know what I mean? I don't want no parts of that because this country is built off of free speech. You know what I'm saying? Some of our people die because of speech. Some of the people from my community has died for their right to speak, and they were silenced by the government at that. So I'm letting you guys know this for a reason. right? Yeah, they lowballed them, but man, I'm trying to tell you, we don't need billionaires buying up companies to push an agenda on us. Because they push an agenda, what's the difference between what they're doing and what Korea's doing? What they're doing in other countries with dictatorships and not a free democracy. I'm trying to tell you, I better be careful. I got to be careful with this. This is why I'm saying this. All right. So the company is not for sale. It says CEO David Zaslav has stated that Warner Brothers Discovery is not for sale. Paramount's interest. Paramount Skydance CEO David Ellison has been exploring a potential acquisition to create a media and sports behemoth. I don't like that. I literally don't like that, because what you're trying to do is create a monopoly. And when you create a monopoly on one thing, you know what I'm saying? It goes downhill from there. So no. Because if this guy, if the president and his cabinet is doing what they're doing, I'm trying to tell you, there's going to be other ramifications that are going to come from that. There's going to be way worse than Jimmy Kimmel. The FCC was wrong for what they did to Jimmy Kimmel. They need to be held accountable for that. Trust me, they're going to try to do this with every other company that has a liberal agenda or what they think is a liberal agenda. They're not actual journalism to tell both sides and to be fair, like real journalists supposed to be in this country. So I just wanted to throw that out, trying to get an understanding of what's going on. I want the right to be able to have their right to speak. I want the left to be able to have their right to speak. I want the independents. I want everybody to have their right to speak. Just don't tell me that I got to turn in a card to say what I want to say. Hell no. And that's a bigger problem here than anything. All right. So it's other potential business. Netflix co-CEO Greg Peters is downplaying the interest. There is continued speculation about other companies that could enter a bidding war for WBD assets, but it just says the company is not for sale. So if it's let's look at this link. This was 2 days. Hold on. Let's look at this real quick. The Paramount and Warner Brothers assets would make a media behemoth. This. Paramount Skydance was paid a deal coming to fruition, but they just that has indicated this is where it's at. Paramount approached Warner Brothers Discovery in late September. The Wall Street Journal reported about a potential majority cash offer for the entire company, which owns a vast library of classic movies and television, iconic film, and TV studios, and multiple streaming services. Warner Brothers Discovery chief executive David Zaslav has indicated to the associates that Warner Brothers isn't for sale, the Journal reported. So that's why you have that, and they said that it is not for sale. So that's where they at. So let me see. Sell to David Allor. This is basically all right. And let's just do comic book resources real quick, just to see what they have to say about this. And like I told you, my biggest concern when it comes to this is that billionaires buy off this company and then they start taking away movies that depict people in a wrong light, like roots and things about slavery and things of this history. They can censor that because they own the IP. Literally, streaming could take it away, physical copy. Does that not sound like does that sound like a democracy, or does that sound like a dictatorship? I don't want these big companies with these far extremist ideologies, whether it's left or right, to come in and do stuff like that. I don't feel that that's right, and I don't know. This is the feeling that I have. So this is me putting on my tip. I just don't want it. I just don't want it because I'm afraid that you're going to start taking away for stuff. You're going to start censoring things. People ain't the right to say anything without censorship, and that's not right. You know what I mean? Taking away movies because they have something that you don't agree with, that point you in a wrong, that don't speak to you highly because your ego is fragile or whatever the case may be. That's not right. I don't care. That's not right. We have that right to free speech, and we should be fighting for free speech. So that's why I'm anyway. Let me see. There's been no official statement. Let me see. All right. So while HBO Max is part of the streaming studios, the probability Discovery Plus will fall under the auspices of global networks. Similarly, cable networks like TNT or CNN are part of the global networks, but HBO won't be. As part of the Warner Bros. Discovery Global split, the latter company a 20% stake in the former and release. Since Warner Bros. Discovery will saddle Discovery Global with an estimated $30 billion in debt, it could sell the stake to pay it down even before the split finalizes in spring 2026. Still, this means that the split won't affect DC Studios, unlike previous mergers. The DC Extended Universe film franchise began with DC Studios, then called DC Films, was controlled by Time Warner, a company created with the merger of WB and Time Inc. in 1989. The studio was significant to the stake of record-breaking box office success in 21st century. DC Films and other franchises like Harry Potter and the Lord of the Rings, WB was the only studio to make $1 billion at the domestic box office every year since 2000. This is why AT&T announced its plans to buy the company for $5 billion and $23 billion in assumed debt in 2018. Not coincidentally, this took place at the same time as the unceremonious ousters of director Zack Snyder from Justice League. Even though his DCEU films were profitable, the revolving door of executives in charge lost faith in his vision for the shared universe. The films that followed include Josh Whedon's version of Justice League, lacked the tonal consistency and portrayed the lack of the larger creative plan for the film. Similarly, the suite of series produced by Greg Berlanti, including Arrowverse and more adult affairs like Titan, Swamp Thing, and Doom Patrol, suffered as well when Warner Media and Paramount initiated the sale of their joint stake in the CW to Nexstar. Let me get to that. If Warner Brothers decides to split from Discovery, right? It just brothers, that'd be a good thing because they have not had cotton to make billion. You're not going to make $1 billion films if you keep having a revolving door of executive that keep saying, well, I like my guy. Oh, I want this guy. I want that guy. I want. You're just going to have a revolving door. You're not going to, because there's no solid foundation. There's no consistency when it comes to these studios. I will give Kevin Feige his props on that because the investors wanted to fire Kevin Feige, but Disney and Marvel stood their ground alone, and Feige has been very profitable despite what we feel he's done with certain properties in his universe. So you have to allow friend and James Gunn to turn a profit, and technically James Gunn did turn a profit. Which James Gunn also turned a profit with the Suicide Squad. It may not be big movies, but if you keep stacking this and you keep putting out bangers and you let him do what he do, especially as Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is a banger. I'm talking about banger. When you watch that movie, like, oh my God, I gotta go watch it again. And I'm so hyped. Supergirl was dope. Did this, you get all that buzz, and that's who's gonna walk away from that? Who's not the contract past 2026, because now you're really, not only are you turning a profit, you're getting us slowly but surely out of debt with your movie. You're turning us a profit. You're making us in the green instead of the red. So you got to have that consistency. If you do not have that consistency, Warner Brothers is dead in the water. They might as well sell it to Disney because Disney will buy it. You know what I mean? So that could be DC Studios, the James Gunn's universe could be at risk depending on the Warner Brothers' new owner. So let's get to this. Take a commercial break, and then we're gonna go. go into the young lady so we can see what she's talking about. Oh, black. It's yeah. Car sales. Car sales. We say the green instead of the black. Can't break all habits. First year under WBD under Zaslav was rocky, particularly because of the cancellation of Batgirl and other projects like the Westworld series. However, more recently, the studio enjoyed a string of success. Shows like The House of the Dragon, which was fire. I can't wait to the new series. I'll be covering that. The Penguin, fire, were hits with critics and fans. While films like Minecraft and Sinners cleaned up at the box office, the new DC studios under Gunn and Safran contributed as well, since Superman was profitable for WBD. That's what I wanted to say. You can say whatever you want to about the film, but it was profitable. And at the end of the day, that's all you want to do. Make it profitable, right? Yeah, as the debacle proved, financial success doesn't necessarily ensure a filmmaker's future. Thus far, two major contenders have, and we already kind of talked about that. About Netflix. Let me see. This is what it said about Netflix. Let me just read about Netflix. We already kind of knew about what Paramount, and I don't like the Paramount deal. I do not like that for other reasons, political reasons. On the other hand, Netflix is wildly successful and profitable after emerging from the so-called as a clear. Acquiring Warner Brothers will give the streamer the necessary infrastructure from studio space to the film distribution arm. I like that better, and here's why. And I don't believe that that they will be in bad hands with Netflix. Number one, Netflix is not going to censor them. Number two, it seems like everything Netflix touched, not everything, but it's a good majority of stuff Netflix. Once it's on Netflix, man, it's a banger. Hell, you got WWE on Netflix. You got people tuning in on Netflix for WWE, for Raw. So there's legs there. You know what I mean? It's a strong infrastructure. They'd be under good hands. I don't believe that they would get rid of Gunn and Safran because of, like I said, you don't need to keep turning over to people. I like them. You don't need to do it. What you need to do is have a great infrastructure so you can be able to move your universe along to be able to compete with Disney. Now, I will say, if Netflix got DC, you will have one of the streaming wars, of which Netflix is already clearly the winner. But if Marvel gets back on track, that back and forth and having Netflix as global as Netflix is, as much as people tune in, it's not only going to make DC profitable, but it's going to solidify them as the major player in the game. And then Disney now is going to have to set up and try to do something against Disney. So, I mean, Disney going to have to set up and do something to compete with Netflix on an even greater. So that I'm all for. But let me just do this. You said I don't want to, because you don't like the, hold on, wait a minute. You said you don't want Netflix to buy it because they don't like the theaters. It was set up. It was up to them. They would put movies out on screen. I mean, yeah, but if you the only counter I would have against that, Blue, is that if you have Netflix, right, you know, with $1 billion franchise, you're gonna put that on to make that money. You're not above making money. Remember, we live in a capitalist society. There's people that's doing strange things for a piece of change for money. So they're not above putting a movie like Superman or Women of Tomorrow or whatever movie, that Justice League or whatever, on the big screen if they know that it's going to be profitable. And with the marketing machine that is Netflix, trust and believe, it's going to bank money. Trust and believe that it's going to bank money. But let me get to a commercial. And we're gonna listen to the young lady. I think it's comics and everything. We're gonna listen to the young lady. I just want to give all my thoughts out and stuff like that. I know that a lot of people don't like, and that's what I'm more of afraid of. Because like James Gunn is out. A lot of people do not like James Gunn because they're part of that Snyder cult. That's weird to me. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that disclaimer out. I don't know if she's part of the cult or anything. You know what I'm saying? I think it's weird that, people are just going at a director because their favorite director's not in there. You know what I mean? But what else is new? But let me get to a quick commercial break, man. I'll be right back. Of the Dre Max Show.
Knight Rider will continue in a moment.
Them biscuits I smell, Mom.
That's my Hungry Jack.
Tommy takes one of them. Them my mama biscuit. Them my mama biscuit.
Switching to Geico really save you 15% or more on car insurance? Does a 10-pound bag of flour make a really big biscuit?
All right. Let's get to this young lady, comics and everything. Again, shout out to her. She, like I said, she's a fellow Missourian. I don't know what this conversation is going to be. I haven't really. I watched a piece of it because I was just trying to get to when she started talking about James Gunn. So let's get into that part. She's talking about James Gunn here. This is our live show, so let's get into it. Let's get into it.
And this individual is someone.
Let me go back a little bit. Let me go back just a little bit. You're DeAndre Mosley and hold on. Because I had the timestamp.
And some of them I have to keep very private for very good reason.
Let me just go back a little.
Be like, hey, because some of those yahoos, what's their cosmic book news? I really can't stand those.
Good,
guys.
she's not a grifter.
They're kind of hate mongers to me.
Grifter, hallelujah.
They post a lot of hyperbole and inflammatory stuff to get attention, and I don't really like doing that. I know I can be hyperbolic. I'm not completely self-unaware, but I do want to be taken a little bit more seriously than that. I don't want to be seen as this hysterical woman. I like to have a little bit more information and have it be legitimate. I don't want to just report a bunch of speculation from fourth party things. I don't. But I actually do have sources. And
Six of truth, I'm taking your word for
some
it.
of them,
because if it don't happen, I'm coming to elbow drop you
I
in
have
the
to
lips.
keep very private for very good reason. And thank you, Ensign Loki. I am extremely passionate. That's a problem, but thank you.
So,
pardon me.
All right. Hold on, real quick. Let me do this because her name is Danny. So shout out to Danny. She's not a grifter. Thank God. Thank the Lord. She's not a part of the cults. That's I get it, but I've got to speak up because I already spent enough time on my side. Yeah, I already talked too much. And y'all didn't really come here to hear me talk. I came to hear Danny. So let's go.
I do consider myself a bit of a journalist. I did go to school for it, believe it or not. Tabitha, Dreaming Tabitha calls me a nerdy journalist. So I love that. But part of that is, your journalistic integrity, and that is protecting your sources and keeping things on or off the record. If they state off the record, you don't give them out. Killed the battery on my fan. I've left it on. Whoops. Six the Truth. Good morning. Good morning.
That's why Six the Truth want to be on here. You got
DeAndre. WB almost had Oppenheimer, but because Chris Nolan let the studio release the film with Universal. Oh, that's my bad. That's my bad. Thank you, Maria. You're the Comics and Cosmetics. Good morning, Christian Fandom Geek. Good morning, Jalen. So I do believe in protecting your sources. I do believe in vetting your information and, that stuff. So anywho, last night, one of my very legitimate sources texted, didn't DM me, didn't at me, contacted me on personal phone. Okay. Sip.
Yeah, I see it in the comment section. Erica Dean
is someone prominent industry. They're a legitimate individual in the industry.
Now I'm gonna give her the benefit. I'm gonna give her the benefit of the doubt until proven otherwise. Because just like a lot of people don't know that that she dressed me, Tina has sources too. You know what I mean? So yeah, she has legitimate sources. So Bo be texting her all the time.
And they informed me that once the sale of Warner Brothers goes through, James Gunn will be out. And reasons for this. Now, if you guys have been longtime subscribers, then you will remember back when I used to live stream only once a week, back when Zaslav bought Warner Brothers, and this all started, you will remember I said, this is a real estate guy. But really, he's not an entertainment guy. He's a real estate guy. He's going to flip it. I give it a couple of years, and he's going to want to flip it. He's going to want to sell it. There's schmutz on my glasses, and it's really bothering me. So we've made it, 3 years now? Oh, I look naked without my glasses on. He's made it like 3 years now. Well,
to be fair, if they would have fired him within the 3 years, it would have owed him and Peter Safran the rest of his contract. Because I believe that contract was guaranteed, that 4 years, they could have sued and said, we didn't have enough time to even get our product up before before you let us go. So I could see, how that could be something, but let's go.
From the start, that was Zaslav's plan. I'm going to buy Warner Brothers. I'm going to boost its value, and then I'm going to flip it. So part of that plan, and this is what I was told, this is what I was confirmed by someone who prominent, award-winning, and I'm telling you, not in the okay, this is someone prominent in the industry, okay? That James Gunn was hired to head up DC Studios with Peter Safran to raise value. Okay? To make look good. All right? And at first, James Gunn was all about I want to head up a studio. I'm on board. I'm a fan of this stuff. Let's go. I love this idea. Big paycheck, big office, way around. He was all about it. Okay? But he realized, not so slowly, lot of work. Absolute lot of work. And he got spread too thin. Exhausted. Absolutely exhausted. And work started suffering.
Y'all in the chat is killing me.
He said himself, and you guys know this because I reported it, I showed you, he didn't want to write Peacemaker 2, but he had to. He didn't have a choice. He didn't want to write it. He was exhausted because he was burning the candle at like 4 different ends.
And I can see that with the way that episode 8, like episode 7 felt like episode, and then episode 8 felt like an hour-long epilogue. So I can kind of see that. I'm not saying that, saying what she's saying is wrong, but I kind of see what she's saying.
With just finishing Superman and, working at studio head, doing what's required for all the other projects that they had, all the irons they had in the fire. Now he's got to write Peacemaker 2, and he's trying to take a vacation. He wrote it while he was on vacation. He didn't want to do it. And you can tell because it is,
I
don't
don't
care
be
what he
on
says. Oh, it's my
threads
finest work. Yeah, well, you also
like
said
that.
Flash was the greatest thing ever. So that was just snake oil sale. So there you have it. Good morning, Backyard Artist. So he is exhausted. He's tired. His creative work is suffering for that. And he served his purpose. He served his purpose because there are lots of bids for Warner Brothers now.
Yeah.
Paramount really wants
to. But this is the only problem with letting James Gunn go after a sale, which again, we just looked, Paramount is out the board, right? That's what I'm trying. I'm confused on that too. Yeah, does he want to go or because he served his purpose? Because that wouldn't make any sense to invest all of this to have not only the DCU, to have the new podcast and to build all this stuff just to give it away to somebody when you could be building your own thing. And yes, it's a lot of work, but hell, we put in a lot of work, to do it. What's up, Mama Bear Dog? We put in a lot of work to do what we want to do. You know what I mean? Yeah. You might have to write it when you're on vacation. I don't know. I don't know. That wouldn't make any sense to build it up just to sell it. And you build it up on one movie? Like I'm kind of confused on that one. Just not lying. I'm just saying, I'm listening, but I got to interject because that part doesn't make sense to me. In that particular type of way. It just doesn't to me.
Buy him. Netflix wants to buy him. So, you've seen that it's DeLuca and what's the other name? DeLuca. Hold on. And Pam Abdi. Mike DeLuca and Pam Abdi got their contracts renewed. We've not heard word one about James Gunn and Peter Safran. And that's because from what I was told from my source, my person that works with these people said, I've heard for the last year, he was there to increase value and was all about it at first, but realized this is way more work that I'm prepared to put into it. And he's totally cool with not keeping the job after it gets sold. So
is she saying that if they buy it and decide to go in a different direction, he's cool with that. He's out. Is that what I'm getting at? Six of Truth, you still in here? Is that what we getting at? Because again, it doesn't make any sense to come out and say we got these 10-year plans and we got all this and all of that. Because I'm trying to tell you, you take DC. DC already had a bad rap the last four years before Superman came out. You know what I mean? You do this now. You knew that this was coming. People are going to, that does not make any sense. That does not make any sense. Because you're like, oh, we got this 2-year plan. We're going to call it DCU and this and the other. Here, let me get fired and give it to somebody else. I could not, my moral compass couldn't allow me to create something and just be like, it's too much. I'm out. I'm good. I'm just good as a director. I got all the power in the palm of my hand, but no, let somebody else do it. I'm good. Johnny said James Gunn's a liar, though. He lied to everyone. I mean, he lied about The Flash being a good movie. I mean, technically, did he lie about cameos being in? It's big DC cameos. Yeah, by rock artists I ain't never heard of. But, I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying it's out of the realm of possibility. I'm not saying, oh, this lady has no idea what she's talking about or whatever. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's not out of the realm of possibility, but I think I would never take it. But that's just me. I'm projecting myself on what somebody else would do.
Unfortunately, I had a lot of hope because I have always been a fan of his work, his creative work. I've always thought he was a great filmmaker. Me personally, this stuff is subjective. If you don't like it, that's fine. You're allowed to. There's so many other filmmakers out there. honestly. It's not that big of a deal. It's not the end of the world. But I thought he was a fan. He was very good at this stuff. And I mean, really, after Peacemaker season 2, I really liked Superman. I didn't love it.
That is a
I
huge
liked it,
gamble.
but I had a lot of hope. Like, I really liked Creature Commandos. I thought that was great. But he really talked a big game about Peacemaker 2 being this linchpin and having, you know, these major cameos and really showing the direction of the DCU and yada, yada, yada. And we got a steaming pile of nothing. We got a very shallow, disconnected thing. It did not live up to any of the expectations that he set for it. And halfway through the season, I really just felt like this is what he was talking about not wanting to ready. It's very obvious that he's just exhausted. He is tired. He is the music alone. Normally James Gunn.
Okay, so twofold. I do agree that the last episode was lazy, but to say that it wasn't connected in anything is kind of is not fair, because you did connect it to the last Superman movie, right? It's not a big steaming pile of nothing, because now you have Rick Flag, who, yes, did he do a WWE heel turn like real quick? Yes, he did. There was clues that this could happen if you go back and watch Creature Commandos, because I think he was all about himself. And then the reveal that he's, you know, that he knew and he wanted doubt how his son died, and knew that it was Chris, and knew that Amelia was messing with Chris and all of that, and she wanted to get back at Chris, and his ambitious turn to villainous, and then you got this whole thing. That's because at this point he just already went too far, so it doesn't matter. There was still great story there. I think people was expecting like Superman to show up, and you know, and it all I got was Lex. But if you think about it, what they set up with the Syndicate is they really could pay that off. You know, especially if that's the training ground for the not the paratroopers, God Lord. From Darkseid's army. If they really do the whole Darkseid's army thing or whatever, and they put more people in there, whatever, and then, you know, Chris has to find a way out of that or whatever, and then they just start setting up Darkseid as, you know, the other side of this big bad, along with what's going on with Creature Commandos, I can see that. I can see that. You know what I mean? But the multiverse, but they set up the multiverse the way DC has it. Earth 1, Earth 2, Earth 3, Earth 4, Earth this, Earth that. That's a good way to set it up. Parademons. I don't know how to call it paratroopers. But yeah. Thank you. You know what I mean? So you do have a big thing that you can be setting up. You know what I mean? Now, we got to look at what Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, or whatever. I think that's the name of the movie or whatever. We got to see what Lanterns is about. You know, would they be able to go to these different universes and stuff like that? We don't know. But I don't want to just say, oh, the ending was a big pile of garbage. It probably didn't end the way everybody thought it should. But it's a setup, and a huge setup if they do it right. Especially if they end up throwing Lex in there. Oh, thanks for everything you did. Bow, they throw him in there? And his group of all them people, Otis, all of them. You know, and then a couple other people from, oh my God. You know what I mean? Then you got Clayface coming. You throw Clayface in there because I think he was part of that Syndicate run. You know, I haven't read the Syndicate run. This is just what has been told from like Comics Explained and stuff like that. So I'm not going to sit up here and act like I sat up there and read that comic, because I didn't. I'm just going off of what the guys who, you know, who do this on YouTube for a living has said. But you could set up something great. So yeah, I'm not saying what she said is wrong. This is just my counter to that.
Amazing with the needle drop. A soundtrack like no other. He is so good at it. But this, effing my heart in the A. What? In a DC, that was. I mean,
this is Peacemaker.
Not just the name of it in the lyrics, but the song.
Hold on, wait a minute. This is the same piece. Did I not see Peacemaker in season 2 have an orgy? Come on. I mean, it's not out the realm of possibility. I didn't have no problem. I didn't have no problem with the song.
Self is stupid. You had Nelson.
What's up, Mario Faith?
You had Nelson on an episode, and you don't have them play "Can You Take Me High Enough?" Seriously,
I don't know that song.
It was honestly like, I don't want to do.
Are you sure?
I don't want to do this. I'm tired.
I don't agree with that.
So he just kind of phoned it in. Even
I kind of don't agree with that.
The framing, the direction was just kind of boring to me. So that's what I was told. At least for the last year,
yes.
This has kind of been where it's going. That and it seems to be like the breakup is mutual.
What up, Rico?
Mutual. So let's check in with the chat.
All right. So that's kind of where I wanted to go with. I think that's the end of what she was talking about. That he checked out. I'm not saying what she's saying is wrong. I'm not saying that. Not saying what because I don't know. I don't know the future. I don't know her sources. I don't know who said anything or what's not saying that. But to say that it wasn't a setup, when you go back and you really watch, first of all, they tied up some storylines. They literally tied the storylines in a beautiful bow. Him and Chris Hardcore. Adebayo and her girlfriend, that particular story. You know what I mean? What happened with Lex after Superman? Now you got him set up. He's at Arkham. You got this whole thing where you could do the crime syndicate in this new universe. Like I said, I think that they might get. It wouldn't surprise me if Superman and Lex gets thrown in there. You know what I mean? And they have some type of adventure with Chris as Peacemaker talking crazy. And you got all. I'm not gonna lie. I will probably watch that. I will watch that. Oh, excuse me. It'll almost be like how Deadpool and Wolverine, where you just got them in the void, and you got all these particular people, and you got this big bad that you got to fight. You know what I'm saying? And then you can set up for Darkseid later on. I think that would get people excited. I would be excited about that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying what she said about the internet episode felt a little lazy. Yeah, I don't know about the song choices or whatever. I didn't have no problem with it, but yeah, Checkmate is dope. I just set that up just to give it to somebody else and say I'm out. I don't know. Again, I'm speaking from feelings. This is not from facts. His contract is up next year. On the 1st, we see what happens next year, around the summer, because then we'll start really hearing grumblings if he's going to continue or is going to be out, But Robert D, thank you so very much for the $20 super chat. Thank you so very much. Channel support. Thank you. You guys have been very generous with the super chats, and I really appreciate it. Let me. You know what? I feel like this.
Taste the biscuit.
Thank you.
Taste the goodness of the biscuit.
Biscuits. And she gifted 10 memberships, y'all. Robert D gifted 10 memberships. So if you don't have a membership, Robert D just gifted you a membership. Butter biscuits for everybody.
You are truly amazing. Thank you for your super chat.
Every time I see that, it's just funny. Can I take a commercial break? As I got to get something to drink. I'll be right back for more of the Dre Max Show.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Are you going down? Then you gotta know the best way to go. On the down low.
Damn, you banking like that? And you come over here with a biscuit meal, man?
Would you like to take a survey?
No. Elevator go down the hall.
It's you? It's shoe.
Whoop-dee-doo.
We are talking about the same girl.
Okay, well, what do we do? Fight a duel or something?
Well, I don't know. Maybe,
My buddy, my buddy, my buddy, my buddy. Wherever I go, he goes. Like this?
Slower. Bend over.
Studman, what's going on?
Darling, are you all right?
Studman, who was that woman?
That was Professor Haight, disguised as an ugly French lap dancer.
Ugly? She looked beautiful.
I suppose she might have been considered beautiful until you walked in the room.
Oh, Stedman, I've been dreaming of this moment. Come here.
Wild horses couldn't keep me away.
Invisible robots.
Invisible robots?
beep, 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 beep.
Look out!
We now return to the Transformers.
All right. I got a new one too. I got some. I'm gonna keep rotating these. I can't do all butter biscuits. I gotta do some other stuff. Yeah, whoop de doo. My uncle used to say that whoop de doo and la di da. Oh my god! But yeah, with this, look, and that's Tim Meadows doing the voice of Stedman. All I hear is the ladies' man, and just hearing that had me rolling when I finally found it. Galactic searching for the biscuit. I seen that one. I gotta do some for the guy. I gotta do some commercials and enter in my guys, and gals like Mika, you know what I'm saying, and Chill and Planet Fanatics, and they got to be a part of this too. I can't have all the fun. I gotta put them in it. Blue, Olio, yeah. Whoop de doo. But yeah. I again, like I said, shout out to Daddy. I got to give her props. You know what I'm saying? She got the sources. She said James Gunn is out. Like I said, I was actually looking for sources. That's why I tweeted, back. I don't like to repeat. I don't like to repeat anything that I don't see other sources corroborating with. So I look for other sources before I even pull up her video. Nothing. Now, of course, we got the grifters. Most definitely the grifters are doing it, but not anyone, like not a Deadline, not a Hollywood Reporter, nobody like that. Now, again, saying that your sources is they call me on the phone. They call me, but I didn't see anything from any major scooper or anything. All was Cosmic but new, like Cosmic repeating what the critical drinker is saying. Ain't no whoop-de-doo. Ain't nobody thinking about him. Just oh my god. DC Comics Woke Fest host with Paramount purchase of WBD. What? I can't stand them. I can't stand them. Superhero hype. Never heard of them either. They're just saying, here, I'll just put it on screen. I'll put it on screen real quick so you can see it. Hey, Stedman's a secret. He had it. That was the evil Dr. Hate. He got to do what he got to do to protect that. Oprah. All right, so let me see. A wild rumor about James Gunn being removed from DC in the near future rounds on the internet. The DC boss, who just delivered the hit Superman, is seemingly in a good position right now. But rumors has unsettled many fans. Is there any truth to the breakdown? Will James Gunn be removed as co-head of DC after the Warner Brothers merger? We just kind of talked about that. So I'm not going to go over any of that. So let's see. I'm glad they said it. This circles back, before I get y'all out of here, this circles back to what I said earlier. Listen to this. The report made up almost everything, including the claim that a WB merger could soon replace James Gunn and Mike DeLuca. Well, let's go back. All right, so there's ample doubt surrounding James Gunn's takeover of DC in late 2022. However, the veteran filmmaker left little to complain about as he managed to merge Peacemaker with the newly established DCU. He also delivered a win with Creature Commandos. Additionally, he gave the year's best superhero movie with Superman, which has done well both critically and commercially. So there seems to be no reason for at least now to think that anyone will fire Gunn. But the rumors are doing the rounds because of from a notoriously reliable Cosmic Book News. The report made up almost everything, including the claim that a Warner Brother merger could soon replace Gunn with Mike DeLuca. The report on the site read, while it has been reported that since I am the person, I'm told Comcast is still in the mix. I know they've been eyeing WBD for what I'm told. If David Ellison buys Warner Bros. Discovery, is that James Gunn will be out. David Ellison's father, billionaire David Ellison's father, billionaire David Ellison, is close to President Donald Trump. That's why I was talking about I didn't want Paramount to buy because of what they're doing with free speech and what they're getting ready to try to do to CBS. All right, there is no truth to this. Most fans, however, ignore the claim since it came from news. Outlet has made such inaccurate and wild claims in the past. So fans of the new DCU have nothing to worry about until things go sideways with the new projects. That has not happened yet, and Gunn a long-term plan for the studio, which means things may not go ways at all. And I am not pronouncing that name. If you can pronounce it, you're amazing. But I'm not going to do it. But again, that I'm glad just to corroborate that side of what I was talking about, so yeah, I don't think that there's a reason that it just does not make sense to me to build up something to be like, this is just too much work, I'm out. Because then you will be considered a quitter. I don't think you're going to have so many fans turn on you. You know what I mean? You're going to have so many fans turn on you if you just be like, this is too much, I'm out. I thought it was going to be good, and it's not. I was supposed to be a fan of Superman. I brought in David Cornsweet. I brought in all these people just to give it to somebody else and let it fall apart. And to me, I wish there was a James Gunn. I wish Kevin had more James Gunn in him, pause, as far as his love for comic books and comic book characters. That's what I wish Kevin Feige talked a big game. I don't think he loves the characters like the way James Gunn loves his characters. James Gunn has made deep cuts after deep cuts after deep cuts in his material. You know what I mean? Like Checkmate and Crime Syndicate and all of that. You know what I mean? So I think he loves the material too much. I just don't see him being like, I'm out. You know what I mean? I don't see that. I don't. she's wrong and she didn't get a phone call. I'm not saying that on her. Yeah, man, don't even get me started on the Tim Floyd thing. Yeah, don't get me started on that. I'm still mad about. I've been mad about that. I'm still not doing it. Not doing it. I'm not about to pronounce that. But I don't know. I'm just but I've seen it. I've seen it while he was in Marvel. I've seen it while he's been at DC. You know, the way that he did the Suicide Squad, he put Polka Dot Man in a movie. Polka Dot Man has got to be one of the silliest characters I've ever heard of in my whole entire life, next to Calendar Man and Kite Man. You know what I mean? They're silly characters. He made it work. And the movie was actually good. I actually start liking John Cena because of the Suicide Squad. Then what he did was some of the things he did for season 2. Then what he did was Superman. He liked Superman. My brother's in the comment section now in the chat. He knows I'm not the big fan because they always made Superman OP. They really humanized the dude where I can understand. People was like, oh, Superman got his ass whooped by a clone of him. That is explained in the movie that it was stronger than him. He was just dumb. You know what I'm saying? And he made the story compelling. You see what I mean? He had Supergirl coming there, was cool. You know what I'm saying? Calling Superman a bitch. I know Miss Roberta ain't gonna like that, but I did. I enjoyed every piece of that. I want to see more of this Supergirl. You know what I mean? I want to see more of that. You know, I'm telling you, the first trailer that came out when they showed Superman lying in the Yamcha pose in a puddle of blood, I'm like, yo, who did that? And I was satisfied. He gave us a black character that was intelligent, confident in himself, and didn't take no mess, and was a team player that cared about the universe, who made the world's strongest man get up off his got stuff to do. I barely got that in Marvel, and Marvel's been going on now for how long? You gave me a glimpse of it. You know what I'm saying? They gave me a strong, intelligent. Can I get that with T'Challa? I can't even get T'Challa back. Then they gave us a cool, badass Mr. Terrific. And then, I'm just saying, hey, look, if it's 3.5, maybe 4 hours of great storytelling, just saying, it's all I care about. And then they make Aaron Pierre. Aaron Pierre was on Netflix. Just think of Aaron Pierre being a black superhero other black kids can look up to. So it's not just T'Challa. You know, it's not just Sam Wilson. It's not just Luke Cage. Now, smorgasbord of black male and female superheroes. When his boo Vixen, Tiana Taylor, because she looks like Vixen. I'm all for that. So, hey, James Gunn, man, I'm rooting for you. I'm rooting for you. I'm not even worried about Old Man Hal though, because you never know how this story is going to go, and if it's good, I mean, who thought? Even though it wasn't, that's not in James Gunn's DCU, but Penguin was freaking phenomenal. Like, you had me rooting and wanting this guy beat up at the same time. But she can play whatever she wants. I mean, it's Tiana Taylor. Taylor. You know, she can play whoop-de-doo for all I care. I am jealous of Aaron Pierre. Like I was jealous of Jonathan Majors of Aaron Pierre. He deserves that, though. God, and she loving on him. I love it. I love it, man. Can a brother get that? You know what I'm saying? Can a brother get that? I'm just saying, can a brother get that? You know, so I don't know. I don't know. What you hold up? What you say? Marvel did start off the Adventures, not Man the Inhumans. That's the equivalent to James Gunn building. Oh, stop. Yeah, she could do whatever she. I mean, she could do whatever she wants because I'm here in Pierre for a day. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? You want my check? Woo! Oh, well, you know what? I'm doing too much. That's not what you came here for. You came here for the news. And we're gonna give you that.
Yo, the sign is real simple, B. It says wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
Oh, Lord have mercy. This was fun, though. This was fun. Shout out to Danny. Hopefully we can collab. I like to collab with other people that's not out here butter biscuiting and being salty out here. So if Tiana Taylor ever leaves here, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'll play it. I'll play because I'm not trying to get beat up by that man. Because Jonathan, after TV ain't playing. That's a big dude, and Aaron is about his size. I'm cool. I'm cool. Anyway, what did you guys think about this? I am doing too much. What did you guys think about this? About the James Gunn news? We kind of explained. The contract what WB is going through right now as far as a potential sale. Now they're saying it's not for sale. There's a lot of things going on. What did you think about Danny and what she had to say? Man, put it in the comment section. Well, Dwayne, I gotta go. I gotta go. But don't forget, share and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that bell notification. So you can never ever miss one of my videos again. Until next time, I'm gonna holler at you guys later. Peace and vibe power, man. Enjoy your Wednesday, man. Where's my outro at? 6 to truth. Double elbow right on your face. But I gotta go. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. Wait a minute. You're telling me the video's over? What? Okay, I guess so. If you have came to this portion of the video, thank you so very much for sticking to the end. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that little bell notification so you never miss one of my videos. And if you really want to, you don't got to, go ahead and follow the social media links that's down below. Until next time, I'll let you guys later. Peace and Bob Hire, y'all. Y'all take care of yourself.